family. We've got Northern Ireland, we've got England. It says that the evacuation of Gibraltarians, 1940, 1950, Jamaica and French Morocco. We have for people buying from outside for investment purposes and coming over and making Gibraltar their life for 3 or 4 months of the year. I don't carry a notebook with me. Whatever I see, I talk and I expand on it. I think it makes it more interesting for all of us, okay? Just take a look at that artist impression, brilliant impression of any particular, does any of you know the history of Gibraltar? 100 million years old. It's made of Jurassic limestone. I don't say Jurassic Park. That's Sam Neill, by the way, the actor. That is that. They are not originally from Gibraltar. They came from North Africa. During the Second World War, with the war coming up and everything else, and obviously very little could have been done for them, and we started to get numbers were very, very low. So Winston Churchill was a prime minister at the time. He actually wanted to go back to North Africa and bring some more. We've never had to go back ever since. But he did that. He always had this saying that says, Gibraltar won't be the same without its monkey. Yes. And then you go back in the evenings. Home, in La Linea.
No, Algeciras.
Algeciras, which is on the other side. I can point that out to you where he actually lives, which is on the other side over there. Over the buildings, there's a place called Algeciras, and you see it like a port area. Can you see it over there? Don't worry too much at this stage. We'll be talking about everything that you see around, okay? When we get to the top. Okay. Okay, good. So as I was saying before, the area where your ship is, 50 years ago, it would have been halfway the distance, much nearer to the town area. Because what we've done is we've reclaimed quite a bit of land here in Gibraltar. We've reclaimed it in area that would have been, that went up to the walls. All that area was water once upon a time. Yeah? So, but this area here, and I'll point on a few things. So by the way, the mountain range over there behind me, that area there, and we can all heard of Morocco, yes?
I think so.
Morocco is in that direction. One of the nearest places to Gibraltar, Ceuta, 14.5 miles away. Melille's a little bit further away. But there is a mountain range called Mount Avila, which is also same distance from there to here is 14.5 miles. But I can tell you that Spain has the southernmost part of Europe. That area there, which is Cadiz, Spain is divided into what they call provinces. People actually go to compete in the windsurfing championships. There's a place called Tarifa, and that's where a lot of people, because it's always very windy. The area around Gibraltar is Mediterranean Sea, but where it cuts with the Atlantic Ocean is round that area there. Okay, so the Atlantic Ocean will cut with the Mediterranean over there. That's why we get these winds approaching us all the time. Okay, guys?
There's a monkey below us on the right.
You don't want to look? Okay, no worries. Okay, we're all here with you. We're all here with you. Don't worry. Trucks actually go and deliver the food and the fruit and the veg every morning and every evening. So they know that in the evening they're going to be fed again. They know. We're going to go up that little hill here.
Will we go to it when we go back?
Gather around there as well.
Push
On top. Go.
Oh,
please! In order to show their maturity,
itchy leg.
they're going to be
An itchy leg. Alright. It's alright.
And just to show when the Moors were here, okay? So it's what's left when they're actually not really, because if we were to visit the museum, they've actually got over there. Over there. You can't see it from here because of the rock, but the border is there. I can assure you it was there yesterday. Okay guys, let's start off around about this area here. I pointed out when we were the cable car coming up. You don't miss the boat. There's 22 of you, including the escort guy as well. He's going to be back at the ship. Okay, guys, when you're actually putting your seatbelt on, you've already arrived. Because it takes about 15 minutes at the very most to get from here to Morocco, and there's that kind of thing. So we played our part. Okay. By the way, that's I used to say Her Majesty's, but she's gone. So, His Majesty, what you talk about the area, you know the area, but it's still the thing that area. To sort of dive down a little bit, but that happened everywhere in the world, didn't it? Everywhere in the world. And that's that. And we've talked quite a bit about this, but some of the things I'm going to be talking to you about is when I was a kid as well. So enjoy the things that we used to go out to. The botanical gardens. The botanical gardens nowadays, well looked after. Wasn't in the past, but it's very well looked after. Tourism board, they're in charge of making sure that everything is fine. Everything's very clean. It's nice. By the way, O'Hara's battery is that corner there. You see that area? There's like a signal thing up there. Yeah, that's O'Hara's battery. Okay, up there. That's the highest point of the rock. 426 meters high from the ground to the top of the rock. Around the square area of Gibraltar, I didn't mention this before, is 6.8 square kilometers. The circumference around the rock is 16 square kilometers. So it's not a lot, it's very small. Okay. Spain have always wanted, from the day that this was signed off under a treaty called the Treaty of Utrecht. Have any of you heard of that? Mm-hmm. Treaty of Utrecht was signed 9 years after Gibraltar was captured by Sir George Rooke. There was a treaty called the Treaty of Utrecht 1713. It involved 4 countries, France and England, France, England, Spain and Holland. England and Holland have always been good pals, as they say. Mm-hmm. You've always got along well with the Dutch. And the French were with the Spanish at the time. And the treaty was signed, and every single country gained from that treaty. I'll tell you that France and Holland, the Dutch didn't want Gibraltar. They helped England capture it, but they didn't want it. They had their reasons, but they kept 2 Caribbean islands, France and Holland. Still to the day, they are French and they are Dutch. Do any of you watch a series called Death in Paradise? Yes. But there's one particular island where this is based, Martinique it's called, and it's very French. So if you hear the girl that actually comes out is a sergeant, her accent is not very English. It's very French, in fact. So the French and the Dutch kept 2 Caribbean islands. I can tell you that Gibraltar was signed off by Spain in perpetuity. That means forever. Rubbish. Because the day after they handed it, they wanted it back. I think they didn't read the small print. Oh dear, what did we do? We didn't read page 5. There's something here on page 5. God, they signed it already, my God. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, guys, I can tell you that Spain have always put a claim on Gibraltar. Part of the treaty around the area. These gardens were actually first opened in only that block there, just across the area to come here to the gardens, which is very common here. They're not from here at all. They come from South America. These dragon trees. They came up very early. They used to have those wigs that they used to have in the French Revolution, and that we all had that here as well. Okay, in this area.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh, yeah.
What you like. I love it here, honestly. This area here, guys, and I've been invited more than once to weddings. People have decided, some people have decided what religion you are. They decide to get married here. Regiments at Circe and Gibraltar, is an English. So my uncle Clive met my auntie here, and they got married. I can tell you that my dad, I'm very proud of this, because my dad was one. Do you ever heard of the Lions Club? They do things for charity and government, and we have our own opposition. The main one was the pond down there, which is unbelievable. It's beautiful there. More people actually dedicate. Played one of them in the West End. The play was on for a few years, and Lionel Blair. I was going to say Tony Blair. Not thank you. I don't want to talk about him. Her name is Cayenne Aldorino. She's now married. She's a family woman, and she was our Miss World. Our very own Miss Gibraltar was our.